Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for coming out on this little rainy day to join in our celebration. We appreciate your presence here tonight, as I'm sure the graduates do. We are about to begin, so again, if you would silence your cell phones, that would be appreciated. And we'll get started right away with the graduates coming in the door. Would everyone please stand and join along in honoring our country as the national anthem is sung by the Quartet MLC.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare on the air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please be seated. Welcome again. My name is Colette Cole. I'm an Associate Dean for the General Studies Division here at Fox Valley Technical College. I'm honored to be the MC for tonight's ceremony. Tonight we will celebrate the accomplishments of those students who have received their high school credential at Fox Valley Technical College during the past year. We are very proud of the work that you've done and very proud who have served you. At this time, it is my great pleasure to introduce to you Fox Valley Technical College President, Dr. Susan May.
Well, good evening, everyone. On this wet, dreary, cold, nasty evening outside, I'd like to welcome you to a warm, friendly, and happy occasion inside. We're very glad that you are all here to celebrate with these graduates this evening. You know, the quartet that you just heard sing the Star Spangled Banner was actually the quartet that sang the same for our college commencement, not but a couple of weeks ago. And they do just a fabulous job, and I'm glad we were able to provide that here for you as well. You know, our college is governed by a 9-member volunteer board of trustees. These are representatives of our community who serve and help really guide the direction of this organization. And I have to tell you that our board actually set a goal for itself about a year ago, almost a year ago. And their goal was to have at least 4 of the 9 members be here at this graduation program tonight. I'm happy to tell you that they have achieved this goal. And I would like to introduce the 4 members of the College Board of Trustees who were able to join us tonight, and we're delighted with that. First of all, our board chair, and I'll ask you to stand, please. Tony Gonzalez is our board chair. He works as the Vice President of Development for the United Way Fox Cities. Stay standing if you would, Tony. We have our board secretary here as well tonight. Stephen Kohler is the Human Resources Executive for Pierce Manufacturing. Glad to have you here, Stephen. We have Tammy DeVote Blaney with us tonight. Tammy works for the International Association of Structural Movers. Welcome, Tammy. And finally, the President and CEO of Habitat for Humanity, Mr. John Weinberg. Thank you all for being here. I'd like to congratulate and thank the leadership team from the General Studies Division here at the college, where the Adult Basic Education program resides. That team is basically all behind me right here. Congratulations on your leadership and your work throughout the course of this year. And we have many of our Adult Basic Education faculty members sprinkled throughout the audience. Many I see in the back row. Would all of our instructors please stand? We would like to say a special thank you to you as well. Thank you very much. We're really delighted to have all the family members here this evening, family, friends, neighbors. You're all welcome, and we're glad you're here to celebrate with our graduates. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, the prime reason we are here tonight to celebrate is all these wonderful folks here in the black gowns in the front. Congratulations on your hard work to complete your high school. These men and women are from communities all across this region, from all walks of life, from every age, I'll bet, on the spectrum, although we aren't going to ask that question tonight. But it's really wonderful to have you here, to have this completion taken care of on your own resume, and we're just delighted to celebrate with you. You know, there were a total of, get this, 201 high school graduates in adult basic ed here at the college this year. 201 completers. Throughout the course of the year, people completing every month, basically. I know because I sign all those letters that go through every month. Did you get one from me? Did you? No, maybe yours is in the mail. Anyhow, sign those letters. Great to see that happening each and every month. And again, we're just delighted to be able to celebrate with all of you. And we have about 40 of the 201 joining us this evening. The brave souls who are going to walk in cap and gown and have a great celebration with your friends and family. So welcome again, everyone. And again, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Dr. May. I'd like to take a moment to introduce a couple of the individuals that Dr. May referred to as the management of the General Studies Division. We have Dr. Jennifer Lanter, who is the Dean of General Studies. We have Henry Merrill, who is an associate dean along with me in general studies. So they're going to be up here helping with the presentations of some tokens tonight. We also have, and you'll hear more from her in a little bit, Alexis Hill, who is an education advocate in diversity and inclusion services here at Fox Valley Technical College. So she's going to share her story. Thank you very much for coming. We work with many partners in the Fox Valley area to support the graduates on their road to success. And we would like to take a quick moment to celebrate with you, the graduates, those partners who are here tonight. So any partners, literacy partners or agencies supporting these individuals in their journey, would you please stand? Well, there are lots of them, believe me. Every year, hundreds of students work on their high school credential at one of adult basic ed labs across our Fox Valley Technical College district. Maria Barrera, our first student speaker tonight, was recommended as a candidate to speak by one of her instructors, Tammy Hendricks. Maria is a lifelong learner. After emigrating from Mexico, Maria became a U.S. citizen in 2004. When relocating from Mexico, Maria did not even speak English. In 2016, while working full-time, Maria started her HSED and felt a higher calling. Today, despite many challenges, personal losses, and dark times, Maria has completed her HSED and is continuing her education and love of lifelong learning to study AODA counseling at Fox Valley Technical College. Maria will help those who struggle with substance abuse and addiction. Maria is the first one out of 9 siblings to attend college. Maria?
Good evening. My name is Maria Barrera. I'm 48 years old, a mother, grandmother, and a student at the Fox Valley Tech. By changing the words I cannot to I can, I made an incredible difference in my life. Everything started to change for me at church, where they give me a picture frame and asked me to put a picture of my future. In that moment, I began to picture a future that I had not considered possible. In the picture frame, I placed a sticky note that read GED. In that moment, I began to picture something that I thought I wasn't going to be able to do. The next step, I went to the literacy council, and they gave me a tutor. Becky was an amazing person and tutor. She helped me by coming to my house twice a week and helped me with my HSED. Becky helped me this way for 2 years. And one day, Becky and I, we were having a hard conversation about how she felt. I was ready to go to school at the Fox Valley Technical College. I said, really? You think I can go? And she said, of course you can. The next step was orientation. And I had never been on campus before. I was excited, but also afraid and nervous. My brother Mario used to say, Maria's crazy, she's going back to school. He didn't believe me at first. I couldn't believe it either. Combining full-time work and classes was difficult, but I kept my goal in mind through the tired days and evenings. I know the work paid off. To get through this, I will reach out to my mother, my children, my friends, co-workers, and my neighbor Linda. I know they were there for me, and they want me to see complete my goal. Finally, in fall of 2016, I started my formal education. There were times when I wanted to quit or give up. The key point in my classes was to take a class called Ramp Up Your Future. In that class, I was able to choose what to do for my career. At that class, I decided to be an AODA counselor, alcohol and other drugs abuse. I know I can help others to help I can help others achieve sobriety. I understand this struggle all too well. As a recovering alcoholic, and it's important to understand that all journeys come with struggles, especially 2017. It was the sad time of my life. In the space of 6 months, I lost my brother Mario in June, my sister in July, and my brother-in-law in September. Going back and forth to be with my family, it was hard. It was difficult. Finally, in December of the same year, my family and I decided to go back to Mexico to see my mother. I'm glad I did. This was gonna be the last time that I was gonna be able to kiss and hug my mother. On February 17, 2018, she passed away. Before she passed away, I will call my mother every night at the same time. She will wait for my phone call, and I will talk to her until I get home. She told me every night that she was proud of me for going to school. She told me every night how strong and brave I am. These words are the ones that keep me going. I didn't achieve the goal by myself. Everyone at FVTC helped me along the way. We have awesome instructors and counselors that listen and help us along the way. What started 4 years ago with an empty picture frame, I am now ready to start my next journey as I write. Maria Barrera, AODA counselor. My name is Maria, and today I graduate.
Thank you, Maria. Our second student speaker tonight is Luis Perez Martinez. Luis was recommended as a candidate to speak by our Adult Basic Education Transition Coordinator, Jeannie Ryder. Luis earned his GED in May of 2019 with the assistance of FVTC's Adult Basic Education Program. He's currently working towards an associate degree in management development and looks forward to accomplishing his goals of continued education while striving towards advancement in his career. Outside of work and school, he enjoys weightlifting, attending his son's karate classes, and grilling out whenever the weather allows.
Hello everyone. First I'd like to say thank you to everyone involved in the adult basic education program. I want to say a few names: Jeannie Ryder, Melanie Uriarte, Shannon Schultz, and so many other people that are so amazing and that have helped us throughout this whole program. And thank you FVTC for giving me the opportunity to speak to you today. Also, thank you to our family, to the people who are the backbone of what we can accomplish. And to our family and friends who have come to share in our excitement as we take another step towards the future. I'm nervous to be up here, as I'm sure you can tell. But I feel honored to be recognized for this opportunity. I'm often told that I have an interesting story. An amazing story even, but my story is just my story. I don't see what makes it more remarkable than any of yours. We all have one, and we might not be able to control how it ends, but we all have a hand in the chapters it contains. With all that being said, allow me to share with you a little bit of my story. As early as I can remember, I excelled at school. I had love for learning from a very early age as a little kid in Mexico. And I always felt like school came easy to me. I was the kid getting awards at the end of the school year, and that's fortunate. Because if I didn't do well, my parents were sure to let me know if I wasn't meeting their standards. So you might be asking yourself, how did someone who did well in school end up without a diploma? Simply put, life. At the age of 16, I decided to come to the US with my dad, leaving behind my education and most importantly, my family. I didn't come here to attend school or advance my career or start a family. Even though all those things happened, I came here to work and eventually go home. As the pages of my story continued to turn, I got comfortable and let time pass me by. My parents weren't around to tell me what to do. I was young, working like a horse, making money and happy. But others saw more for me. In fact, others were angry with me that earning my GED was my top priority. I attended English literacy classes every Saturday morning for years. And I got really close to my tutors. These were incredible, patient, retired teachers who devoted their time and energy for me. They recognized my potential and refused to let it be wasted. The hopes and dreams they had for me were far higher than I could recognize, and frankly, were hanging over my head. I didn't understand. I couldn't see why they cared so much. Almost all my tutors have passed away since then, and I regret not accomplishing this sooner while they pushed me, while they could enjoy the sense of accomplishment I had for myself. And so they could feel it too. There was a point in my life that no one was pushing me. I just did my job to the best of my ability and felt like pressure to move further, and felt little pressure to move further than that. But someone was watching. Someone's always watching. 5 years into working for my employer, the company changed owners and almost immediately created department lead positions for myself and a handful of other employees. Then I got hungry. That little taste of recognition I forgot I missed was addictive. I felt like a leader at work and was treated like one. I didn't want to go home anymore. I wanted to see things through and find out how far I could go. It's been about 13 years since my first promotion. I've gotten more since then, but I recognize I am extremely limited to go any further without a degree. And would you look at that, here I am. Here we all are, taking steps further into our story. My advice to you is this: do not get comfortable. Keep the momentum you have now going by putting one foot in front of the other and don't let time pass you by. Take the leap into something that scares you and test your abilities. If you don't have anyone to motivate you, find the strength to motivate yourselves. Keep writing your story. And because I'm up here, I get the honor of being one of the first to congratulate all of you. I know the courage and commitment this took, and I hope you feel the same sense of pride of yourselves as I do. Remember, our next accomplishment is around the corner. Congratulations, and I hope to see you around campus.
Thank you so much for your words. Now I would like to introduce our keynote speaker, Alexis Hill. Alexis was born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. At the age of 16, she relocated to Appleton, Wisconsin with her mother and 5 younger brothers, where she attended Appleton West High School. The challenge that comes with relocating to a new city and adjusting in a new school environment prevented Alexis from completing high school. At the age of 17, Alexis had to choose if she would continue her education or work full-time to help her mom provide for the family. The choice was difficult, but because of her socioeconomic status, she decided to work full-time for her mother and her younger siblings. After giving birth to 3 beautiful children, Alexis realized the importance of education and enrolled in Fox Valley Technical College. After receiving her GED at the age of 26, she continued post-secondary education and enrolled in an associate degree program in accounting and an associate degree in business management in 2016. Alexis is currently working on a Bachelor of Arts in Accounting and Financial Planning at Lakeland University with an anticipated graduation date of May 2020. She works with Diversity and Inclusion Services at Fox Valley Technical College as an education advocate. Alexis is passionate about her position as it allows her the opportunity to give back to her community by helping, guiding, and advising those who are facing circumstances like those she was fortunate enough to overcome. Alexis.
Good evening, everyone. I would first like to congratulate all of the graduates here this evening. You all deserve a huge round of applause. I remember being in this exact situation in the summer of 2012. I felt accomplished, empowered, and excited about all of the opportunities that were waiting for me. I also remember what I felt when I first started the journey. I was embarrassed, ashamed, and had very low self-esteem. Again, I'm Alexis Hill. I'm a wife of a loving and supporting husband and mother of 3 beautiful children. At this time, I would like to thank them for being there for me, being supportive, understanding during the times I chased my educational goals. I know it was not easy. I spent the first 16 years on the south side of Chicago, Illinois. I'm the oldest of 7 children who grew up in a single parent household. So I had to grow up fast. Early on, although I did well in school, I didn't have any real goals. Dealing with the everyday struggles of being a little black girl on the south side of Chicago with way too many responsibilities, I didn't have time to dream. Instead of dreaming of being a lawyer or a doctor, I was always asking myself, why me? In 2001, my mother decided to relocate to Appleton, Wisconsin to give me and my siblings a chance at a better life. For those of you who have not experienced it or do not believe it, culture shock is real. I remember walking into Appleton West, noticing no metal detectors, no dogs, no off-duty police officers. I asked my mom quietly, how is school protected without the metal detectors? She laughed at me and told me, we ain't in Chicago no more. Fast forward to April 2004, my senior year, I was faced with one of the toughest decisions of my life. Continue my education or drop out of school and get a full-time job to help my mom provide for my younger siblings. Not knowing the future effect of my choice, I decided to drop out. For almost 2 years, my life consisted of working, taking care of my brothers, and spending time with my boyfriend. Life was great in my eyes. My way of thinking about life shifted after my boyfriend received a phone call one evening from his sergeant informing him his unit was being deployed. A million things raced through my mind as we talked about the possible outcomes when it came to our relationship. Well, while my boyfriend turned fiance was on his tour, I came to Fox Valley Tech, started pursuing my GED, and took the Intro to Business college course. Things were going smoothly for the first semester. And of course, here comes life, putting that same tough decision in front of me. And yes, for a second time, I dropped out of school again to help my mom provide for my siblings. In the fall of 2006, my soldier, he made it back home safe. We moved into our own apartment and found out we'll be first-time parents. So I made a personal goal to get 2 things done before my firstborn arrived. Get my driver's license, finish my GED. Unfortunately, I let myself down. When I gave birth to my son, I had a driver's license, but still, no GED. After a couple years with my life of being consumed with family and work, I added my second and my third children to the family. And at that time, my only focus was making ends meet and being the best mom possible. It was my 6-month review with my county case manager that forced me to look at my reality and ask myself, is this the life my family and I deserve to continue to live? She asked if I was interested in getting my GED. She told me all my testing would be paid for and introduced me to FVTC, a place I can go for free to prepare for the test. And of course, I jumped at the opportunity. So the following Thursday, I walked into the FVTC building and I asked for Mark Barnes. There was an instant connection the moment he introduced himself and he welcomed me. It felt like I had known him for years, which eased the nervousness and the shame I felt walking through those doors. Mark, I did see you coming here. Thank you so much for building up my confidence during our time together, prepping for the test, calling me smart every time you saw me. Little do you know, that small gesture of encouragement truly pushed me to accomplish my goals that I thought in the back of my mind that I could never achieve. After a lot of long nights, highs and lows, I finally did it. I completed and passed all my tests to receive my GED. And although I felt accomplished, I had one big question. What's next, Alexis? January 2012, I walked into the multicultural department and sat with Rayon Brown and told him my goals. The problem I had no clue on what to do or where to start. From there, I made connection with different people in that department. And my college career here at the Tech, it took off. I started taking courses the summer of 2012, and the next 4 years of my life, it was eye-opening, challenging, and life-changing. And yes, you heard correctly, it took me 4 years to get my associate degrees. During those years, I was able to build relationships and connections with so many individuals that pushed and supported me during this time. From my written communications instructor, Jonathan Awanski, my accountant instructor, Kate Belay, the Diversity and Inclusion Services Department, former Vice President Patty Jurgensen, and classmates who eventually became friends. All of those individuals played a major role in me not earning 1, but 2 associate degrees, one in accounting and one in business management. Employment Connections helped me a lot in my job search, helped me land a job with a local business working as an accounting assistant. Once again, I accomplished something I never thought I would be able to. I was a college graduate with 2 degrees and a career, but for some reason, I asked myself that same question. What's next, Alexis? In the fall of 2006, I started working towards my bachelor's degree in accounting at Lakeland University. Things were going well in school, but I no longer liked doing accounting. So I started looking for a new job. Although I was nervous and felt underqualified, I applied for a position here at Fox Valley Tech in the same department I started in, the multicultural department. Luckily, I leaped out on faith and I applied, and now I am employed by the department formerly known as the multicultural department. I currently work in diversity and inclusion services here at the Tech. My role in the office is educational advocate. I work with nonprofit organizations to help less fortunate community members enroll at FVTC. The beauty of my position is I am able to help someone the same way someone helped me. Every day I go to work excited because I'm blessed with the opportunity to help individuals achieve their educational goals. Earlier, I mentioned I was working on my bachelor's degree, and although I haven't completed it yet, I've already asked myself, what's next, Alexis? And some of you sit there, you may be wondering, what's next? And although I may not know what your goals are, I do know what's next. Long nights, long days, procrastination, roadblocks, broken vehicles, changes at work, new additions to the family, heartbreak, and days you just feel like giving up. I know for a fact, struggle is a part of success, and failure is a part of being successful. But experiencing all of those hardships is what makes accomplishing your goals that much sweeter. So before I leave, I want you all to do me a favor. Remind yourself, no one on this earth is the same, and everyone has their own path in life. Secondly, know there is a community of individuals standing with and behind you that believes in you. And lastly, knowing all of these adversities are in your near and distant future, ask yourself, what's next? Congratulations to you all, and thank you all for your time.
Thank you, Alexis. Well, you've all finished your journey towards completing high school. And now Dr. May is going to present a congratulatory certificate that you so deserve. We'll also receive an application for Fox Valley Technical College along with an application fee waiver with the compliments of Dr. Chris Matheny, Executive Vice President of Fox Valley Technical College. Dr. Matheny was unable to attend tonight, and I know he really wanted to be here. So Henry Merrill is going to present you with that application. In addition, Dr. Lanter will present you with a keepsake to commemorate this event. All right, let's get this party started. Aaliyah Bonin. Ryan Jacobs. Miriam Montanes. Maria Ryland. Joanna Andrade. Yia Tao. Elizabeth Whitty. St. Paul. Lorena Valdez. Eugenia Quiroga. Fabiola Murieta. Nicholas Clevitz. Anthony Strait. Diamond Grady. Joshua Peronic. Kirsten Clayton. Garrett Edbrook. Teresa Harris. Abigail Wilson. Brianna Bennington. Bado Sintana. Timothy Tennyson. Samantha Abramson. Emily Dietzen. Jose Manuel Ortega. Mackenzie Simon Husky. Tony Ferrer Santos. Kevin Phillips. Raul Leon Palomango. Albert Simonis. Brooke Hamby. Michelle Curiel. Morgan Zamzo. Okay, now that they've all sat down, will the graduates please rise? Turn around. I present to you the class of 2019. minutes, we'll invite you to join us for some refreshments in the room just off to my right, but just a few announcements first. As you continue pursuing your educational and personal goals, we encourage you to consider Fox Valley Technical College programs and services. We have information available on some of the exciting opportunities for you to explore. Jeannie Ryder, our ABE Transition Coordinator, and C. Song, one of our admission specialists, will be available to share these opportunities with you and to answer any questions you might have. They're going to be at a table near the Fox Valley Technical College photo backdrop. I encourage you to stop by and speak with them before you leave. You all got an application. We also want to thank the Facilities Department for their tireless effort in setting up the facilities for tonight's ceremony. Gary Gowinski from the Video and Photography Services, who has recorded tonight's event. And Andrew Huey from IT Services for running the sound for us. I would also like to thank Priscilla Rawls, Bev Lamers, and the ABE High School Completion Ceremony Committee members who coordinated tonight's event. The other group of people that I think we need to acknowledge is some people that have already been acknowledged today. But I'd like them to stand. Will the families and friends of the graduates please stand? Finally, you've reached one of your goals at Fox Valley Technical College. As alumni of Fox Valley Technical College, you can now call this college home. Please come back soon and often. We will be here for you and would love to help you reach your next goals. Congratulations to you all. Audience, I would ask that you remain seated until the graduates march out and then join us for refreshments in that room over there. Thank you very much for coming and enjoy the rest of your evening.